Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be unboxing the Maker Crate, which I'm really excited to get into. So if you enjoy seeing unboxings and homeschool curriculum, please remember to subscribe and let's get into this crate. Okay, so the Maker Crate this month is Geometric Tiled Tray, which just sounds cool. It says play with patterns and create a sleek tiled design for a wood tray. So I'm excited to see what this is. Let me move my water. I'm gonna totally knock it over when I open this up. So when we open it, this is what it looks like right there. So that's really cool. It's not necessarily the aesthetic I have in my home, but I still think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to try this out. So we have our little inspiration booklet right here with all the little trays, and then it has our instructions over here. And so you go to the link or you can scan it to get there. And I actually kind of like this design. This is fun. So it has some ideas, but then it usually has background and history in here as well. And so in this box, we have unsanded grout right here, which just means it's really smooth. And then some gloves, because apparently we're gonna get dirty. And then these look like all of our little tiles. So there's gold ones. You know, they're more, I guess, yellow. It says gold, but I feel like they're more yellow. And then we have gray or black, maybe. This is black. They're kind of a grayish black color right here. And then we also have some white ones, if I can get them all out. And so then we have some white ones to make our image that we're gonna do. And then we have a little bit of glue. This is tile adhesive, so it's not just regular white glue. And then let me unwrap this. So we have our tray. We have, this must be some of the tools like to push our grout. Sorry, my kids are being a little loud. And some other tools, I don't know. This one looks like a nail tool, like that you push your cuticles back with. And so these must be to help us place the tiles and then to scrape the grout into them. But it looks like we have a little practice sheet right here, and then this is the actual thing. I do like how they put all the triangles on here because I feel like that'll make it so much easier to place them where they're supposed to go. And that's all that's in here. That's kind of like all the pieces we need, but I feel like so many of the crates recently have had so many things. So I'm like, oh, there's like not very much in here. But I'm excited to try this out. I really think it's gonna be a lot of fun and just something, I don't know, it's a little like monotonous but meticulous thing that I just think would be fun to sit and watch a show and to do. So I'm excited to try it out and to see how it goes, see what design we can come up with, and probably just copy someone else's because that's what I usually do and that's what I'm best at. So I'm gonna get at it and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I finished doing the Maker Crate for September and I enjoyed doing it. It was, again, one of those like little meticulous things because you're setting all the tiles, but you know, you can just sit and watch a show. I feel like the tile setting took me just over an hour. It was like an hour and 15 minutes. But then obviously you have to let it dry and grout it and stuff. But all in all, it was a fairly short project, maybe 2 hours or less to put together. So let me show you what I did, my tiling. So here it is, and I love how they have all the triangles on here because it makes my life so much easier. I did go through and label them all. I didn't go through and really create a whole bunch of different patterns. Like in the instructions, they talk about you can create a bunch of patterns on this board because this has all the triangles on it as well. And you can kind of design your project, but I didn't do that because I was like, well, I don't really have time to do this. And also because I had already seen this design and I was like, okay, that's what I wanted to do. And I knew I didn't want to use, that was upside down. There you go. I knew I didn't want to use the yellow because or gold they call it, because I just don't really like that. And so when I saw this design, I just liked it. So this is what we did. And so I did label on here all the different colors that I was gonna use, all the different ones, the black and the white. And that was helpful to an extent of just double checking where I was at. Since this was a simple pattern, I don't know if you necessarily need to do that. And then I let it dry for a little while just because I was doing other things. I think they recommend a half an hour, but I let it dry a little bit longer. And then I did the grout, and the grout they say to do immediately, like don't mix the grout till you're ready to use it and then immediately do it because it will dry out. And there was one tile, because it says to kind of mess with them and make sure they're all glued down really well. There was one tile that happened to come up that I was like, oh, I thought I checked these well enough, but I didn't. It was like over in the corner, and I don't even think you can tell. I don't even know where it would be because I was able to kind of move it enough that it still looked like it was supposed to. And so that is something just to double check that all of them are down really well, that are glued really well, so that you don't have any moving when you go to grout it. And I'm trying to think what else. So they recommend with the glue, you can use the little spatula, which I don't have anymore because it was covered in grout and I just threw it away. So you can use the spatula to kind of spread it around, or you can just do little dots, which is what I did, was just the little dots. And that worked really well. It was pretty easy. And then I just sat there for an hour and 15 minutes and put these all on, so again, it took a while. And then the grout. So I feel like the hardest part of the grout was just trying to clean these edges up. I did use the metal spatula thing that they give you, which is right here. So I used this when I glued the tiles down to kind of make sure everything was lined up and looked good. But then I also used this to kind of scrape out some of these corners after I got the grout in them, because it was really hard to try to clean that out. And it's still a little bit dirty on the inside. And they even showed one where it was painted. So if you wanted to paint it or stain it, you could do that. You might want to do it before, just because I feel like that would be easier, and then you could touch up paint, but with stain, it would be easier to stain it before. But I like how it turned out. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but if you have suggestions, let me know. And I still have a few tiles left. They did say that you only have enough to make a certain type of pattern, so you need to make sure you have enough tiles. So there's not very much of the white or the black, because that's white and black, but there is quite a few of the gold. And then they show you wearing gloves when you do the grout, but I'm not a glove person, which is not good for my hands, but I can't stand not being able to actually feel what I'm doing. It drives me crazy. And so I started doing the grout before I even realized that I did not put the gloves on. I had set them out to put them on, and then was like, oh, I didn't even wear them because I'm just so used to not wearing gloves because I can't stand them on my hands. So it was a really fun craft. It was something different, and I liked how it was a little bit quick, and that I just knew what I wanted to do right away, which made it a lot easier. But if you have time and you like to explore different patterns, this would be a fun craft to do that with. So if you enjoy seeing these types of videos, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.